Everyone, welcome back to another show here, the Life School Masterclass Show. I'm your host, Elona, and I help companies scale their purpose and profits. And today I wanted to talk to you regarding how to build a legacy, purpose-driven company that scales. Most people that are found their purpose and building a company that's authentic to their values, to their mission and their vision really understand or struggle, I should say, with the scaling piece, meaning are they creating enough cash flow in their companies or are they maybe tied to their companies with no time freedom to be able to do the things that personally they would like to do. Usually, these are the two main challenges that I also see in my work to be able to help companies scale their purpose and profits. When it comes to scaling your company, one of the things that you want to consider is absolutely building an independent asset away from you that is not dependent from the owner and its founder. That's obviously the way for you to create a legacy purpose driven company and be able to scale that so that later on it can be left as a legacy, it can be exited from, or it can maybe be used as a philanthropy channel. Usually those are the three main purposes and reasons why people want to build a company that is profitable, but also that is aligned with what I said, their values, their vision, and their mission and their authentic journey. So these are the things to consider. So I would like to take you through some of the fundamental pillars that I utilize in my day-to-day work to be able to help you identify some of the things that you can take a look at as far as the gaps that you might be experiencing so that you know that where you are and where you'd like to go and what are those pain points that you might be experiencing in the process. And then just like anything, awareness is 80% of the work that we do. So once you have that awareness and you're more conscious about some of the things that might be holding you back with your consistent cash flow or with your scaling um, problem that you might be experiencing, then you'll know exactly what are the right actions to take or what are the right decisions to make so that you're problem solving the right problems for the right growth stage that your company might be in. So everything begins with the business model, right? Because your business model is obviously the main foundational piece and structure of your company, and it directs the way that your profit aligns. It directs the way that your sales align. And we all know that without a sales generation methodology or without sales, just to say it so simply, then we obviously don't have a company because we need the money part to be able to feed into other things inside the company. So once we have identified the business model and if that aligns with where the company wants to grow, then that's kind of the first thing that I take a look at when it comes to the companies that I'm able to support. A lot of the times, what I've seen is that the pricing of the business model or the structure, the way that the offer or the pricing of the offer is structured, is definitely not in alignment with the goals of the company and where the company would like to drive their revenue and their sales. So we got to take a look at that first, right? We want to make sure that that is alignment with the goals, but also in alignment with the results that they're able to provide for their clients. Once that is really clarified, then we take a look at again, how does that actually align to the bigger brand of the company and what they're trying to accomplish as far as their deeper purpose in the world and why they exist and why are they actually doing the work that they're doing in the world. So that definitely got to connect together. Otherwise, we're looking at these metrics separately. And just like anything, if you're just not connecting the dots, it's usually very confusing and people don't have the right clarity that they need operationally to be able to then implement the right things in the company to be able to help the company grow. So once we take a look at that, then obviously we clarify the market. That's very important. And yes, established companies have a market and they know their markets. However, you always got to take a look at your market because things are always changing with our markets. The behaviors of your consumers are changing. You reaching new people in your business is always changing. So it's definitely very wise to always take a look at and have market, awareness and clarity always top of mind whether you are, in your first couple of millions or whether you are already an established company up to 10 million in revenue. It's again very wise to take a look at the market. So once we have a clear understanding of the market as well, so the triangle is usually what I call it a triangle. You have your business model, you have your market, then you have your vision mission on top and your values. Once that clarity is there for the triangle, then we can go into the next steps of the operations, which is identifying the right marketing channels that have worked, and we can obviously look at how to optimize them with prospect journeys, or take a look at new marketing channels that need to be introduced in the business, and then craft those prospect journeys. Obviously, it's important to understand how to craft prospect journeys because people will always go through a journey with you to building know, like, and trust with you and your brand. So be very smart to always understand what are the intentional steps people are taking and what are the right steps people will be taking to be able to drive your traffic towards the thing that you want to do the most, I should say, which is serve them at the highest level through sales. So once we take a look at the marketing channels, then it becomes so much easier to craft the prospect journeys. And then once that is already implemented and in place, then obviously the sales aspect is going to connect, much more seamlessly because the marketing and sales usually are working hand in hand. Once your marketing and prospect journeys are done correctly, then you're going to increase your chances to sell more, to close more deals, to close more products, to close more services. So that usually always works hand in hand. Then the other thing we take a look at is a customer journey, right? Because we all might understand how much effort we've put into gaining new customers and how much more marketing efforts go into building know, like, and trust with a new customer compared to a customer that's already loves you and they already love the service that you're able to provide, right? So crafting those customer journeys where there's new other offers and new ways to re-sign the same clients or upsell the same clients or have ascension offers for your clients to continue the journey with you are really important pieces to be able to implement in the customer journey as well, so that you have all of those processes in place. And then obviously you can create the next pillar, which is your systems, automate and systematize a lot of these different things that I'm talking about. Because why not use the use of technology, and the way that we can optimize systems. And then once that's in place, then you will know very well who is the how to grow the team beyond that, right? Because then your operations will be really working together and it will be optimized and it will be very efficient and productive. The biggest problem that companies have is usually look at new ways to do things to grow their business when they are ignoring a lot of the in-house stuff that they could potentially do to optimize their revenue. Just like anything, as humans, it's easier for us to go figure out to solve a problem on the outside than take a look at inside what's happening with the problem. So once the operations is working, solid and is very strong, then it would be a good idea, obviously, to go out and make those strategic decisions for new markets and businesses, and business, I should say, or partners, or the business development activities that are usually ongoing in business anyway, to be able to get to your company as a valuable asset. And then when it comes to scaling, to exiting a company, the most important metrics are always going to be your revenue, your the systems and processes that you've already um, set up, so that even if you as the owner remove yourself from the business, is the business able to generate revenue without you independently? And how much? What is the inventory? What is the assets that you have built? And what is your marketing and your contact list, right? The list of the people that are and know of the business. Usually, those are some of the most important metrics that you always want to work ahead of time with in your company, so that again you're setting yourself up for success, and you are again not attached to your company. Your company is an independent asset that is valued well as well. If if the profit alignment is important a part for you, which is you should be, because again, businesses do exist for I say businesses usually should exist for dual purposes of really living out a purpose in the world, but also being profitable. Because unless, again, you have both, then you can't really sustain what you do and you will quit or you will not survive. Or, even right now in the tough economic climate that we are all living in, it's really important to be agile, right? And gain the right skills and make the right moves in change management to ensure that you are making really intentional strategic decisions based on where your consumers are heading, based on the inflation that's happening, based on all the other circumstances that really are beyond business, which will affect your business anyway, because of the way that your sales are impacted in your teams. So having a look at the streamlined operations is really important so that you are working on the right priorities. So yeah, this was a shorty. I hope that I just connected a few dots operationally for you. Back to where you are in the journey of of scaling your company and growing your business, or even generating consistent cash flow. If you would like to meet further, I would love to meet for a free discovery call, and I can take a look at what you've built thus far, and then offer you some really amazing insight around some of the gaps you might be experiencing, and then discussing ways whether what I do can support you further with scaling. Thank you so much for watching the Life School Masterclass show. Don't forget to review, subscribe, and also share this with other fellow entrepreneurs. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Are you experiencing these two main gaps in your company and your business? Inconsistent cash flow and clients, and also scalability issues. Maybe you've reached your maximum capacity with your current business model and the way that you're operating your business now, and you are really experiencing burnout and no time freedom in your business, but you're not sure what to do to be able to scale your company to the next level so that your company also becomes an independent asset outside of you, so that it can become an asset if maybe later you would like to sell your company or build a legacy company that really does more good in the world. For my dear podcast listeners, I'm offering a free 30-minute discovery call where I will intentively listen to what is it that you've built in your company thus far, and then offer my insight around some of the gaps that I can hear from the main gaps that we talked about at the beginning of this conversation that you might be experiencing. And I would love to offer some insight around my experience on what might some of those gaps be, and ways to further support you in the future of the scaling of your purpose and profit, so that absolutely you can do more good in the world and your company can be independent of its founder and owner and become an asset that also creates amazing momentum out there in the world. For a limited time, I would love to offer my 30-minute time on my calendar for a free discovery call. You can just grab a time on the QSR code right here on the left-hand side of the screen, and grab a time so we can further connect. Again, thank you so much for being loyal listeners to the podcast, and also for always supporting the show. I'll see you with another episode and another amazing conversation.